Expect him to roll out to the wide side of the field this way.
Quick throw on a slant, almost intercepted by Woolfolk. Woolfolk almost had another one, and the Oklahoma defense is held. And it has not been a Heisman half for Seneca Wallace.
We didn't get any help. His man slipped down. He's trying to throw it out here. He's going to run a slant, and the receiver falls down. Come on, somebody's got to help him. I mean, that's, you know, this is one team came to play, and the other team is just having all kinds of problems.
1 of 12. He's thrown twice to the opposition and only one completion to his own teammates. And Oklahoma, meanwhile, with Kewan Jones now getting a lot of the work, with Quentin Griffin having scored a couple touchdowns. 2:13 remaining in the half. While we have a moment, we gave you the Aflac trivia question. When was the last time Iowa State defeated Iowa, Nebraska, and Oklahoma in the same season?
What do you say?
I'm not supposed to say first. I'm supposed to give Swanee a chance first because he always complains.
I think I know this one.
Well, I'm not sure, but I'm just take a wild guess and say it was 1938.
I'm going to say never.
I'm going to say 1960. Never. Oh boy, you paid for that, Greasy. No, you did.
I did not.
Jones.
I did not.
But it's about time you got on the scoreboard, Bob.
You got that right.
The last time Iowa State beat Nebraska and Oklahoma in the same season was 1960, but the Iowa one, you guys pulled a fast one on.
Yes, sir.
So Greasy hits the scoreboard. So far today, Iowa State hasn't hit the scoreboard. 1:30 left in the half. Boy, that's domination.
That's a killer.
Yeah, that's bad.
That's as big a killer as looking at the scoreboard and seeing 35-0. When you get it on the 1-yard line and you can't get it in, that's a killer.
Jones tackled by Karstens.
And what do you tell these guys at halftime?
I don't know. That's a good point.
You got to go out and win the second half. You just got to say, let's go out and play the second half. It was a bad half. We've got the rest of the season that starts in the second half.
At the conclusion of today's game, we'll select a Chevrolet player of the game from each team. Chevrolet will make a $1,000 contribution to each university's general scholarship fund. Nate Hibble's been pretty efficient today. He's even covered a fumble by one of his teammates. And a 2nd down and 6. Iowa State brings a blitz. Kewan Jones almost ran right by it. Got out close to the first down. Stick. Jeremy Lloyd made the stop. Kewan Jones getting a lot of work now after Quentin Griffin had a couple early touchdowns, and Kewan's got 73 yards and 2 touchdowns himself today. And he's a young fella that came out of Jenks, Oklahoma, and they have won the 6A title in this state so many years in a row. People have quit keeping track. Those two running backs and the special teams have been the story, and the dominating defense that Bob and I talked about to open up the show today. It's all come to play today, and it's 35-0. And let's go down to Swanee.
Coach Stoops, it seems like you've done everything that you wanted to do. Good defense, good special teams, with the exception of 1 turnover. Is there anything you're not happy with?
No, just the 1 turnover. Tremendous defense. Offense, just love it the way we're running the football in this kind of weather. You have to. So we just got to take care of the ball and play smart in the second half.
Can you anticipate any changes Iowa State might make in that second half?
I don't know what they'd be. You know, we're gonna continue to play hard. We got some. You know, we'll try and change up what we're doing a little bit, but you just got to keep tackling well and taking care of the football on offense.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, thanks.
The car's running pretty well. No need for a tune-up. Maybe a warm-up, though, at halftime. John and Terry will be along with the Valvoline halftime show with all the scores and highlights for you. Here, the highlight has been Oklahoma 35-0 at the break. Welcome back, everybody. Brad Nessler and Bob Greasy. Only we could be at a game like this where it's total domination by one team, but it has been. The number 2 team in the country looks all of that, don't they?
They do. And you know, last week we saw the number 1 team in Miami, and it's interesting that Oklahoma is looking every bit as good as Miami, and maybe even better.
Derek Strait blocked the punt. It was covered for a touchdown, and that was how things started to unravel. Brandon Everidge has been a thorn in Seneca Wallace's side. He sacked him. He's knocked away a potential touchdown. He had an interception there. Then watch the hit he puts on. Boom, right there.
And it hasn't been any just one phase of the game. It's been Oklahoma every phase dominating Iowa State.
Seneca Wallace has thrown as many to the opposition as he's thrown to his own teammates. He's 1 out of 12. He's been intercepted twice. I think you can probably throw the Heisman Trophy away, but right now he's just got to figure out, I don't know what, a way to play the second half.
What do you do the second half? What do you do the second half? If you're Oklahoma, you say, hey, let's go out and play that same way, the same intensity. If you're Iowa State, you say, let's just go out and win the second half. You know, we played awful. Let's go out the second half and start the rest of the season this half.
I know Swanee's talked to Dan McCarney about that. Let's head down to the field. Swanee?
And one of the reasons why Dan McCarney has been so successful in bringing this program back is that he's an honest coach. He came off the field. He said, Lynn, you saw the same game we were playing. We didn't execute. We were dominating every phase of the game. He says, we can't revamp what we do offensively. We have to come out and execute. We believe in our kids and what we're doing. We got to find out how much character we have in the second half.
Yeah, that's a good point. And he's got kids of character, and he has built a program almost from scratch, and finds himself with the second longest tenure ever for an Iowa State coach. And they know that things aren't going well today, but this is how you find out about your team. Our Pacific Life game summary, the first half, statistically, it is as lopsided as the score would probably indicate. 4 rushing yards for Iowa State and no passing yards.
No passing yards to a guy we're talking about in the opening being a Heisman candidate, but the other side of that is the defense of Oklahoma has been outstanding. 2 turnovers by Iowa State led to 14 points for Oklahoma.
You know, Bob, we talked last year about guys like Roy Williams and Rocky Calmus and how great they were, and they lose those 2 guys and they look like the same defense.
Well, Miami is not a better team than they were last year, and Oklahoma's defense is not better than Oklahoma's defense last year yet.
They're getting there.
They're getting there.
Offensive leaders, Nate, has been effective, 7 out of 10 for 74 yards, and Griffin and Jones almost carbon copies, both with rushing touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns, and both over 70 yards in the first half, and that makes both backs happy.
Well, that's for sure. That's for sure.
And that 2nd down and 10 as Griffin got nothing on his first carry of the 3rd quarter. Hibble throws out to Peoples, and Peoples drawing a crowd. And he is swarmed under, and you can tell that at least in the first couple of snaps that the Cyclones defense would like to put a licking on the Sooners a little bit here early, if nothing else.
Well, Oklahoma is just dominating, as we said, and the Iowa State, the only chance they had to get on the board was the 1-yard line going in after the blocked, the fumbled punt.
They didn't get that either.
Didn't get in. Just a total first half for Oklahoma. Couldn't have been better.
So now 3rd down and 6.
Now this is bad. When your jerseys are wet, you're soaked, and you come back out, and after you've been in that warm locker room, now you come back out and it's cold again.
Hibble on 3rd down has plenty of time, but he overshot his intended receiver.
Had a man on his back too, boss.
Yep, he did, and getting a little help up from one of his offensive linemen. So Iowa State did exactly what they wanted to do, force the Sooners into a 3-and-out to open up the 3rd quarter. And Ferguson, who's punted a couple of times today, will be inside his own 10 to take this snap, and that's Todd Miller back deep.
This young man Miller's run a couple back for touchdowns too.
Had a 60-yarder for a score earlier this season. Well, and they brought the heat after Ferguson. Didn't get to him though. Miller, fair catch at the 40-yard line. We might have a halo violation. It was kind of a late fair catch. Peoples was the guy down there trying to put the brakes on. A 36-yard punt. That wasn't the quickest of fair catches, I'll tell you that much. He waited till the last moment.
Gonna have the hand in the air.
There it is quickly.
That was good. No, that was fine.
Yeah, I guess it was.
That was fine.
Boy, I don't know. Sometimes that rule.
Well,
I know why they have it. I agree with it, but
safety of the players.
But Bob and Brad, the idea is whether he fair catches it or not, he still got to give him the same amount of room. He just got down there too hard too soon.
And on a field like this, I can tell you a guy as fast as Peoples has a hard time putting the brakes on. And so this will walk it in to Oklahoma territory. So good field position for Iowa State. They start at the Sooner 48. Wallace on the give. Wagner breaks it open. And that's his best run of the day down to the 34-yard line. He picked up 14 Andre Woolfolk made the tackle. Let's take a look at our Pontiac performance drive summary.
Couple of nasty looking things. Here's the block punt.
That ain't good.
Couple of interceptions, and then the other one is they got the ball on the Oklahoma 1-yard line and couldn't get it in.
That's a Pontiac drive summary in reverse. They forgot to get it in D for drive.
Yep.
And it wasn't even park, it was reverse. Down the middle. There's a good shot inside the 20 on the run. Lance Young.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden Iowa State's down close again. 23-yard pickup.
What does this say about Iowa State? A little pride coming out and a little bit embarrassed by how they played the first half. It's the best ball he's thrown. The receiver gets open and the line protected. And now they're down around the 10-yard line.
Lance Young, who started his career at Wisconsin, then transferred to junior college, and now here at Iowa State. First down, 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line. Wagner popped, yard loss.